Oh, hello, hello, hello. Oh, hello. It's the O Wrestling Podcast. I am your host, CW, and today we're talking about a goofy topic. Let's have some fun, y'all. Let's talk about pop culture icons who would make great wrestlers. Not WWE wrestlers, just wrestlers in general. Who in the pantheon of cool, either animated characters or movie characters or I don't know, comic book characters would make excellent professional wrestlers. I'm going to kick it off with someone who was a professional wrestler, but it's not their job. But they did a good job in it, was Hellboy. Hellboy in the comics was a wrestler, at least for an issue. He wrestled in Mexico for a while. I believe he went down there as either his retirement or something like that. He went down to Mexico, became a luchador, which is a difficult, not difficult thing, but like Cain Velasquez, just a really big luchador. And yeah, he whooped everyone's tail with his giant red arm. And I don't know, that comic was always really fun for me because of the fact that it was this, demon. It felt very in line with what professional wrestling is. His gimmick was that he was a demon from hell, but he wanted to be good. And now he's up here, doing suplexes and power bombs. I don't remember if he had a finishing move. I skimmed the comic, to be honest with you, a long time ago. I skimmed it a couple times, but I don't remember anything super specific. But in terms of what Hellboy's finisher would be, the most obvious thing would be, what was it, the Fist of Power, I think it was William Regal, or Big Show's punch? I don't remember what he called it, but it would be obviously him smacking someone in the face or, slugging somebody with that giant red hand. But that's just so boring. There's also the ability to choke slam. You can grab them with that giant hand, just grab their entire head. So maybe it's not a choke slam. Oh, I think we just landed on it. It's not a choke slam. It's a head slam. He grabs their whole face, their whole head, and then just face palms them up into the air and then slams them on the ground. There you go. That's his finishing move. If Kane can do it, and Kane's the big red machine, there's no bigger, redder machine than Hellboy. So yes, the face slam, I don't know, what would you call it? Whole head, the entire head, the full face lock to slam. No, that's stupid. One more. Oh man, palm the basketball. There you go. That's what it's called. The next entry on my list, which will probably carry me through the end of the episode, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Now they kind of fall in line with Hellboy in terms of aesthetic a bit. They're color coded. They are. And I'm not talking about the giant, weird Michael Bay Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm talking about the original, actual, like, human-sized, not bulletproof Ninja Turtles. So they're like 5'4", 5'5". They're about as tall as my mother. But they're ninjas. So you can, they're all lucha-sized, I would say. But if you go back and watch the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie, they had their own 4-person move where they would smash their shells together for the one person in the middle. And like I've said multiple times before, the best tag teams are the ones who have coordinated tag team moves. And there's no one more coordinated than the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As a side note, well, this whole episode's a side note, but I was wondering out loud while talking to my wife and kids what my favorite sort of pop culture icon was, and I think we all landed on the fact that I really, really do love the Ninja Turtles. So if you're a fan of the Ninja Turtles, shout out to you. Drop it in the comments. Let me know how you feel about them. Anyway, so the Turtles in a professional wrestling setting, if they had, and I don't know if they do, let me know if they have a comic or some sort of episode on one of their multiple TV shows where they actually do professional wrestle. I'd love to watch it. I've watched a majority of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles adaptations, and I always like them. So yeah, let me know. I would love to see like a four corners match. I don't know what kind of match that would be. It wouldn't make any sense actually if they were all in one corner. I'm working this out as I sit here talking to you. Maybe not a four corners match. I think they would be more like the New Day, right? Like the New Day is a three-man group that, you know, basically tags out in different tag matches. So it could be Xavier Woods and Kofi, or it would be Xavier Woods and Big E, or Big E and Kofi, or Kofi and Coffee. I think I just did all the combinations. But if it was the Turtles, they can do sort of like if they all wore the same color bandana. Ooh, I just got a great gimmick. Let's say they're all color coded, right? They come out to the ring, they all have their bandanas on. You know, Mikey's orange, Raph is red, blah blah blah. And then they want to do some Eddie Guerrero or New Day style shenanigans. They all, you know, huddle together and put their faces down, and then put on the original red bandanas. Everyone's wearing the dark red bandana, so you can't tell them apart. So then they just start hopping in and out of the ring, and you don't know who's who, or who's the legal man. And he's just like, yeah, it's me. I was legal. I feel like that would be a great gimmick. I say that. I feel like that would be a great gimmick. They're freaking Turtles. It's silly. But again, the whole reason that this podcast exists is because wrestling is ridiculous. And everything I just said is not outside of the realm of possibility in professional wrestling if there were four mutated turtle brothers who decided they wanted to wrestle. I don't know where they would be best at, but I feel like a group of that magnitude and fun could be successful anywhere. So, well, maybe not New Japan. No, let me not say that, because again, one, I have not watched New Japan, so I can't say whether or not they'd be good there. But because the crowds in Japan are so specific, like they watch matches in silence, I think, and they only clap after like a big move. The shenanigans, the outright chaos that the Ninja Turtles would bring to the ring probably wouldn't go over well with the crowd waiting for the move to be finished. So I'm not saying they would have to be, you know what? They'd work best as a luchador, just like Hellboy. They'd work best in Mexico, or, you know, wherever there's a great luchador style wrestling arena. And based on the clips I've seen on Instagram of lucha wrestlers, like I said before, running across the top rope and diving into the ring, the Ninja Turtles will be perfect at that. I think the more I talk about this, the more I want like an offshoot Ninja Turtles like wrestling comic or wrestling game. Heck, if the creators of they're not listening to this, if the creators of the most recent Ninja Turtles Revenge of the Shredder video game can hear me and at all find this interesting, please add, all I'm asking is for three things, 3 different moves. I want a suplex, I want a DDT, and I want a all 4-person shell smash in that game. And I would be in a move where they can where they look like, not a move, costume where they look like wrestlers. Can I have that, please? They're not listening. But how fantastic would that be? I mean, we have platforms for Ninja Turtles that we could just dress up to be professional wrestling-esque. Time flies. Everyone, tell me, what pop culture icon, character, team would you like to see in professional wrestling, or have their own professional wrestling thing? Let me know in the comments. Hit the bell to get notified for new episodes, and don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on any and all podcasting platforms like Spotify or Amazon Music or Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate you. And when you're out there in the world, always remember this.
I'm your friend, but if I ever see you in the ring, I can beat you. Don't you know? Yeah, yeah, yeah!